Well, good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody here this evening as we celebrate the careers of so many outstanding individuals who have dedicated themselves to the students, the schools, the community of St. Mary's County Public Schools. My name is Jeff Marr. It is my pleasure to MC this evening's event. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, if you'd please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Well, thank you to the staff, the families, community members who have come together to celebrate our staff. We are joined by many people who have come also to celebrate and applaud you. Please stand as I introduce you. From the Board of Education, Ms. Kathy Allen, Vice Chair. Ms. Rita Weaver, Member. Ms. Mary Washington, Member. We also have our Superintendent, Dr. Scott Smith. Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Maureen Montgomery. Assistant Superintendent of Finance and Human Resources, Ms. Tammy McCourt. Assistant Superintendent of Supporting Services, Dr. Jeff Walker. Our Chief of Staff, Dr. Dale Farrell. Our Chief of Equity, Engagement, and Early Access, Dr. Kelly Hall. I think I saw our Director of Curriculum Instruction, Ms. Lisa Bachner, in the back. I also want to thank our principals and assistant principals who have joined us to celebrate your accomplishments. Please stand as a group to be recognized. I also want to welcome Ms. Carol Wogemuth from the St. Mary's County Public Schools Retirees Association, and she will be bringing some words at the end of this evening's program. I want to also thank Ms. Mills and the staff here at Leonardtown High School for welcoming us and hosting this evening's event. And of course, thank you to our Office of Strategic Planning and Communications who are working behind the scenes to stream this program live on our website, and to students in the Dr. James A. Forrest Career and Technology Center video production program for videotaping this event. Thank you. Each year, the Board of Education and St. Mary's County honors staff who have dedicated their careers to our schools, our system, and our students. For some of our honorees tonight, they're retiring blissfully, entering the next chapter of their lives. For others, they have reached a milestone of service as we honor school system employees who have completed their 25th, 30th, 35th, 40th, or 45th year of continuous dedicated service. We celebrate these amazing people who have built a legacy in St. Mary's County Public Schools. For our retirees, I often see retired educators and school system employees in the community, and they have one thing in common. They're always smiling, even behind their masks. I'd like to think that their permanent smile was because they no longer had to do lesson plans or write hall passes or wake up early, and that may be true, but I think the deeper meaning behind that smile is the lifetime of satisfaction knowing that their work mattered. Their work mattered because they made others feel that they mattered. For those who have chosen education as their career in St. Mary's County, we appreciate you. Knowing you and the work you have done every day, I can tell you that you have made a difference. One where the impact may be seen today, but may also continue to shine in the years to come. For every one of you, you touch the lives of students, whether it is getting them to school safely, teaching them art, providing technical support behind the scenes, or serving them a healthy meal. You help them along the way. For your work, your time, and your dedication to St. Mary's County Public Schools, we thank you, and we are so happy to recognize you this evening. Though some of our honorees are not able to attend, we are happy for those who could be here, and we sincerely thank all of our dedicated employees for their numerous years of service. Together, our honorees tonight have a combined over 2,000 years of service. To kick off this evening's event, I invite our superintendent to share some words. Dr. Smith?
That was a very polite golf applause. For somebody in here, particularly Mr. Christopher Davies, he and I both started 30 years ago here at Leonardtown High School. And it is really quite something to be in this auditorium with our brand new seats and our refurbished carpets and new lights. It really says a lot about the investment that's being made in our buildings for our children and in with our employees. Last week, we saw about 1,200 students walk across stages in cohorted groups. So there are 12 different graduations over 12 hours of kids receiving their diploma and moving on. What really made it special was that we were able to do it in such a way that the educators and the staff at each one of the schools were able to find a little bit of time to interact with the kids before the ceremonies, to celebrate them during the ceremonies, and then to interact perhaps even with their families outside after the ceremonies. It really was quite wonderful, and it's a testament to all of the work that each one of you do for all facets of the school system, be it in the classroom, in the hallways with safety and security, in the counseling office, in the nurses' suite, in the lunchroom, in the supporting services and maintenance and operations, or in the buses, everything that people do to work together so that we have our educational experience with our kids. A life well lived becomes a priceless collection of memories. When we look back, we find laughter and tears, disappointment and joy, but through it all, those who dedicate themselves to children find hope. Hope that each new day will bring fresh light. You are all, and have been, the bringers of light. Each of you has helped others through darkness, from mastering a mathematical formula to perfecting a performance to navigating the daily challenge of just simply growing up. When I think about how much good you have put into the world and how long you have been doing it, and Dr. Marr, I added it all up, exactly 2,120 years of collected service represented by those today. It is without hesitation that I say the world is better because of you. For all those meeting a milestone, 25, 30, 35, 40, and even 45 years, I say congratulations, well done. For those retiring, you will be missed, and you have earned it. So congratulations to all of you. A round of applause to you. And as so what I have learned in walking kids across the stage and working through the celebrations that we've had, please know that we are going to have a wide variety of people up here to congratulate you. We will be unmasked on stage. It will be your choice whether you wish to wear your mask or not. Please know that all of the people on stage have been fully vaccinated. And we take no offense if you wear a mask. I take no offense if you give me the polite nod. I delight in the fist bump and whatever fingers that happened afterwards that we did. Some of you, the traditionalists, if you want to just do a handshake, that's fantastic. There is sand right at the very end. Again, take no offense if afterwards we're doing this. I know we're just being as safe as we possibly can. I'm very proud to have worked for and continue to work for St. Mary's County Public Schools. It is, without a doubt, the most special place to live, to work, and to raise children. And it's a great evening, and thank you very much for being here. And with that, Dr. Marr again.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. We're going to begin this evening's recognitions with our length of service honorees. Last year, due to the pandemic closures, we were unable to recognize our recipients for 2020. During this school year, their length of service pins were sent to their school and offices, and they were recognized at their sites. We have also included an insert in today's program with last year's length of service recipients. We are recognizing our staff who have reached those milestones this year for both the 2020 and 2021 school years. To lead these, I'd like to introduce Dr. Dale Farrell, Chief of Staff, who will recognize our staff. And when you're recognized, you'll come across the stage, say hello to folks as you walk across, and then we have something for you before you exit the stage, and we'll be taking your photo. So if you look down towards the audience as well, we will take a photo. Thank you. Dr. Farrell.
I have my honored assembly up on stage, please. I will say I do appreciate recognizing folks that have had 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45 years of service because it makes my job a lot easier. So beginning with the 2020 recipients for 25 years of service, Ms. Tammy Burr in the Department of Student Services.
Example, all others shall follow.
Also with 25 years of service, Dr. Cantina Quick McQueen from Leonardtown Elementary School. With 30 years of service from Green Holly Elementary School, Miss Melanie Cannon. And also with 30 years, Miss Kathleen Stiefvater from George Washington Carver Elementary School. Our 2021 years of service recipients with 25 years, Miss Lisa Bolton from Benjamin Banneker Elementary School. Also with 25 years of service, Joseph Johnson from Leonardtown High School. Our next recipient with 25 years, Miss Ruth Morris from Dinard Elementary School. And from Chopticon High School, Miss Elizabeth Pate. With 25 years, Miss Carla Smith from Mechanicsville Elementary School. Also with 25 years, Miss Ann Vallandingham from Chopticon High School. With 30 years of service, Mr. Stephen Carell from Leonardtown High School. From Great Mills High School, with 30 years of service, Mr. Christopher Davies. With 30 years of service from Greenview Knolls Elementary, Miss Elizabeth Powell. Also with 30 years of service, Miss Sherry Sierra from Piney Point Elementary School. And with 30 years of service from the Department of the Superintendent's Office, Dr. J. Scott Smith. With 35 years of service, Miss Ruth Acevedo from Mechanicsville Elementary School. From Oakville Elementary School with 35 years of service, Mr. Michael Corbett. With 35 years of service, Dr. Kelly Hall from the Office of Equity, Engagement, and Early Access.
Do anything now.
And with 35 years from Benjamin Banneker Elementary School, Miss Lisa Wilkinson. We will now move to recognizing our retirees who are present with us this evening, and they will do the same process coming up on stage and have the choice of the fist bump, handshake, whatever you choose, I guess. Hug.
Retiring, you might also make comment, you can.
Our first retiree we would like to recognize is Ruth Acevedo. She began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in August 1985 as an elementary teacher at Greenview Knolls Elementary School and concludes her employment as an elementary teacher at Mechanicsville Elementary School, serving 35 years. Getting your steps in. Miss Brenda Alvey began her career in St. Mary's County Public Schools in October 2005 as a paraeducator at Chopticon High School and concludes her employment as a paraeducator at Benjamin Banneker Elementary School, serving 16 years. Congratulations. Wanda Duran began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in September 2006 as a secretary at Great Mills High School and concludes employment as a secretary at Great Mills High School, serving 15 years. Deborah Henry began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in March 1998 as a special education paraeducator at Greenview Knolls Elementary School and concludes her employment as an elementary teacher at Captain Walter Francis Duke Elementary School, serving 22 years. Monica Jaster began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in October 1996 as a secretary at Great Mills High School and concludes her employment as a secretary at Chesapeake Public Charter School, serving 25 years. Kurt Noer began his career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in August 1993 as a tech prep teacher at Chopticon High School and concludes his employment as a general science teacher at Chopticon High School, serving 19 years. Brenda Laney began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in April 2006 as a secretary at Chopticon High School and concludes employment as a secretary at Leonardtown High School, serving 15 years.
Wearing the color.
Catherine Molesky began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in March 1984 as an elementary teacher at Oakville Elementary School and concludes her employment as principal at Oakville Elementary School, serving 37 years. Elizabeth Pate began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in August 1996 as a special education para at Great Mills High School and concludes her employment as a special ed para at Chopticon High School, serving 25 years. Erlinda Santos began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in August 2009 as a pre-kindergarten teacher at Evergreen Elementary School and concludes her employment as a pre-K teacher at Evergreen Elementary, serving 11 years. You're welcome. Thank you. Sherry Sierra began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in August 1991 as a kindergarten teacher in a split position between Park Hall and Piney Point Elementary School, and concludes employment as a pre-K teacher at Piney Point, serving 30 years. Carol Treglia began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in March 2006 as a food service worker at Great Mills High School, and concludes employment as a food service manager at Chesapeake Public Charter School, serving 15 years. Robin Willis began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in November 2010 as a College and Career Center liaison at Great Mills High School, and concludes her employment as a College and Career Center liaison at Great Mills, serving 11 years. And our last retiree to recognize this evening, Miss Karen Windsor began her career with St. Mary's County Public Schools in August 1984 as a kindergarten teacher at Letty Marshall Dent Elementary School, and concludes her employment as a kindergarten teacher at Letty Marshall Dent Elementary School, serving 37 years. You're welcome. Congratulations. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our recognition. At this time, I will dismiss my crew, and I will turn the podium over to Mrs. Kathy Allen, Vice Chairman for the Board of Education. Sure.
Let me first bring regrets from Mrs. Karen Bailey, who is our board chair. She is wearing her parent hat tonight as the Chopticon girls softball team is at Huntingtown playing and hopefully winning a softball game. Absolutely. When a pebble is tossed into a pond, a series of ripples results, cascading out further and further across the water. We may not see how far they go out, nor what they touch along the way, but we know without a doubt that the ripples have altered the pond, and the pebble has been that instrument of change. Everyone we honor this evening, no matter whether it be for their years of service or whose years are now taking them to retirement, you have changed the lives of students. The ripples of change in their lives may not have always been apparent to you. For some, the impact was immediate and very apparent. For others, the effect might have taken longer to surface, but can eventually be traced back to you, even if you are never aware of it. Like the metaphor I shared, your words, deeds, and even expressions have affected many, even beyond our students through the years. Families, friends, and our greater community have all felt your reach in some way, direct or indirect, through your work with or in support of the many students whose paths have crossed with yours. You are each instruments of change, no matter if you continue in service to the students of St. Mary's County Public Schools or are leaving for the great adventure of retirement. I hope you go on with the knowledge that the impacts you've had on the lives of students and the community have not gone unnoticed. On behalf of the Board of Education, we thank you for for all you do each and every day. Thank you. And I believe
Thank you, Mrs. Allen, for your words, and thank you all for being here this evening. As we conclude, and as some of you begin the next chapter of your lives, we want to introduce you to our Retirees Association. So I'd like to welcome to the stage to say a few words and say hello, Ms. Carol Wagamuth, one of our proud educators who have retired from St. Mary's County Schools. Carol?
I'd like to thank the planners of this event for including our organization in their program. It's been 12 years since I have retired and 12 years since I sat at this meeting, and I still remember the bundle of emotions. I was nervous, I was anxious, I was happy, I was excited. And I also listened to an invitation to join the Retirees Association, and that's what I'm here to do today. I'm inviting you to consider membership in the SMCP Retirees Association. We're a group of about 300 members, a collection of teachers, support personnel, and administrators. I'd like to describe our organization sort of three ways. We do good, we do well, and we have fun doing it. We were established about 40 years ago with the purpose of providing support and securing the best kind of retirement years for each of us. Every year when I receive my insurance packet, I'm just amazed and thrilled to see the board's contribution. I give thanks for this benefit, and that the care that we get from that department, they regularly come to our meetings and explain changes, explain benefits. In addition to the financial ones, we also have staff at Annapolis that promotes legislation in the General Assembly, that regulations and legislation that is advantageous to our retirees. We also do a lot of good. Our support for service projects allow us to make a real difference here in this community. We support the Board of Ed's Shoe Funds, Skills America, and each year we give grants to 4 different schools. We also have members that are volunteering at every soup kitchen, food pantry, at hospice and ACTS, again, really making a difference in the community. We also at our meetings collect food to be donated to a variety of food pantries and soup kitchens. Although we are retired, we still have a strong sense of loyalty to the school system and look constantly for ways that we can participate. And we're also a wonderfully social organization. Throughout the year, we have regularly scheduled lunches and brunches with informational programs, but also plenty of opportunities to enjoy each other, to let you know how spectacular they are. We had one yesterday, and some of you will remember Jane Sullivan, who came all the way from Virginia Beach for our meeting yesterday. We also have a really active travel committee. We do a lot of local, like day trips with events in Washington, D.C., dinner theater. We've done Smith Island, but we also have sponsored trips to Ireland, Italy, Panama Canal, Colorado, and you will now have opportunities to travel during the off-season, which is so much more fun. We included a membership application in your packet. I urge you to complete it. And also with me here today, we have Betsy Hunter, who is our membership chair. And afterwards, if anybody wants to give us an application or have any questions, we're available. And again, let me be one more person to tell you what wonderful things you have to look forward to. Retirees are some of the happiest people you meet. And Jeff mentioned how good we look, and that's also because you can sleep in the morning. You have no anxiety with trying to get things done at the last minute. So again, welcome to the club. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, for those words. And I'm not sure if you were convincing people to retire or celebrating it. But certainly, we thank you for the ongoing partnership with the Retirees Association. They do a lot to support our staff, but also our students in our schools with scholarships and tutoring opportunities, and so thank you. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. Congratulations to all of the folks who walked across the stage and for all that you've done for St. Mary's County Public Schools and our students. Have a great evening.